What is up, everybody? Today, for the first time ever, I'm going to demo the CrowdCard app. I'm excited. This is the culmination of the last few months of work. I had the idea to build CrowdCard in 2024, and at the start of 2025, I really committed to working on it every single day, and that's what I've done. And I think I'm finally ready to at least get it into test flight for a few weeks and then actually launch it into the App Store for broader use. So that's where I'm at. Now, before we jump into the app itself and I show you some of the features, you'll see it's a pretty simple app. It won't take long to get through. I just want to say a few words about why I created it. I created CrowdCard for the simple reason that I think judging is broken in MMA and in other sports. Right now we're starting with MMA, but you better believe that if your sport involves a judge, CrowdCard's coming for it. Whether it's snowboarding, grappling, ski jumping, skateboarding, diving, gymnastics, bodybuilding, if there's judging involved, I'm coming for it. I want to create a crowdsourced version of judging to replace these legacy judging systems that we're all fed up with. I don't know if crowdsourcing it is the right move. I don't know if it's the best alternative, but it is an alternative and a step in the direction away from our current legacy systems for judging sporting events that I dislike. So that's why I built it. I hope it's got some staying power. I hope you enjoy it. And one more note on crowdsourcing. I'm just going to pull over something that I pulled up right before this. This is the original Top Gun, one of the greatest movies in American cinema history, in my opinion. If we take a look at how the experts rated Top Gun, it's a 59%. But if you look at how the people rated it, 250,000 plus ratings from audience members, it's 83%. There's other films with bigger differentials than this, but come on, 59% is what the experts rate this, and 83% are what the actual audience rates it. So there is something to be said about when the experts are wrong, you can crowdsource a decision and get closer to what I believe to be the ground truth. So I just want to do this for the fight game, and then as I was saying before, a lot of other sports. Okay, with that said, let's jump into the app. And I'll walk you through some of the different features. I'll also talk about how I designed them and what I've got in store for the future. Okay, let's jump in. I hope you enjoy what I've built. Okay, let's go ahead and launch the app. Of course, if you're a new user, there'll be a registration flow. If you're an existing user, there is a sign-in page. All very simple. Those should redirect you to the profile page. The profile is very straightforward. During registration, we ask you for a few pieces of information about yourself, your name, an email, password, of course, and then you can generate a username, create a username. And I am in the process of allowing you to link directly to social media accounts. I'm starting with X. This is for the simple reason that I want you to be able to score a fight inside of the CrowdCard app and then basically share with a single click of a button those scores to Twitter or X. Couple features for profile. Of course, you can edit your profile at any time. You can add a user avatar if you'd like to. And then if you ever need to, we hope you don't, but if you ever need to delete your account, this is where you would do that. There's a page for frequently asked questions. I'm sure that as I roll out to more and more people and I get more and more customer feedback, this list will grow. But for the moment, it's very simple stuff about how to navigate the app. A description of the 10-point must judging system that's used in the UFC and a few other promotions. So very simple, straightforward FAQ page. And then this is where you would go to sign out. Okay, so that is the profile page. Very, very simple. Now let's jump into the meat of the actual app. How do you find events? How do you score events? Let's start with finding an event that you might be interested in scoring. If you navigate to the All Events tab, what you'll see is a list of all of the events on the app that are going to be available for users to score. Right now, you'll see that it's just UFC events and it's, UFC's MMA. So you'll see that it's just UFC and MMA events. Over time, this is going to grow. So I want to add boxing. I want to add grappling. I want to add diving, gymnastics, anything with judges, I want to be able to add here. And keep your eyes peeled because this list of sports at the top, which acts as a filter, is going to grow. Now, Each individual event exists on the app for you to be able to score. If you navigate into a single event, you'll see a few things. You'll see, of course, the name and the date of the event. You'll see a bookmark button, and then you'll see a list of all of the individual fights that are in that event. If I go ahead and bookmark this, two things are going to happen. The first thing is that when I go back to all events, I'll have an icon that indicates that I've already bookmarked this event. The other thing that happens when you click that bookmark button is that it adds that event to the My Events tab. If the event is live or upcoming, it's going to show up here. If the event has already passed and you just want to go back and look at your previous scores, those will show up under your past events. Let's go back into this individual event. In this case, it's UFC Fight Night Blanchfield versus Barber. And let's take a look at an individual fight. So this is the first fight on the card, on the prelim. As we navigate in here, you're going to see individual rounds. You'll also see a yellow clock icon. This indicates that the judging for this round has not yet started. A few words on how I start and stop judging events is what I'm calling them. As a round comes to an end in the last 20 to 30 seconds, I have a separate web app that I've built that I manually click Start Judging. I do it with 20 to 30 seconds left to account for any broadcast differences, broadcast delay differences between users. I am looking for a better, maybe third-party API system to pull start and stop times, but that's an upcoming feature. Right now, it's all manual, and so I'm watching the fight live and manually toggling whether these are on or off. So let me just show you what happens when I start and stop things. So right now, you'll see this yellow lock icon. If I go into what I call Mission Control, which is the web app that I've built to manually toggle these things, if I start this individual fight, I'm going to go ahead and do a pull to refresh, and now this is unlocked, right? That indicates to you as a user that this fight has started. Now, round one's going. We get to about 20 seconds left in the round, and I'm going to expand this and just show you what happens. I'm going to start judging for this round. So 20 seconds left in round one. It's coming to an end. I manually start in the web app, and that automatically opens scoring for you. Now, I try to keep scoring open for about 90 seconds to 2 minutes. Let's say Dos Santos got this one. You're going to see a couple things happen. I've got a total running score at the top. If I submit this score, you're in. Those are good. Now let's say round two has started. We get 30, 45 seconds, maybe a minute into round two. I go into the web app and I manually stop the judging. And now this turns into a red lock. So this one, judging for this round is done. Your score has been cast. Let's say round two starts coming to a close. I manually start judging for that round in the web app, and voila. Now you can add scores. You'll note that the total score is still running up top. So now you're submitted for round two. Round three starts. I stop the judging, and now it's locked again. Okay, so this is how scoring works. You get each individual round you can score. It's happening in real time, so it is time locked, so you've got to be quick with these. But that in general is how you would go about scoring a fight. And then one of the features that is upcoming that I'm currently working on is there will be a button here to share your individual scores. That's still a work in progress, but I do hope to have it out within the next few weeks. If in the meantime you do want to share any of your individual round scores or your total score over to X, you can always simply grab a screen cap of this. So you can expand any of these individual rounds and just screen cap and share them over to X. Okay, let's go through a few other things that could happen. Let's say you're in an individual fight. I'm going to go ahead and start this fight in the app, and we're going to see everything update in real time. So this is Kurt Hollowell versus Jordan Leavitt. We are going to start this fight. and let's say round one is going, and then boom, there's a massive TKO. If I just end, so there's nothing to score. If I just end the event, I'm doing that right now, you'll see all of these rounds locked down, so you won't be able to score any of these. So this is all automatic. The other thing that I'll point out about scoring is, let's jump into another one here. We'll go back to our list of events in mission control. Okay, so I find the fight. I start it in mission control, as we've already seen. Round one comes to an end. I start judging for round one, so it's now open. Let's say the user tries to enter an invalid score, so you can never have an 8-8. You will get an error message. So I'll say from the outset, users on the app do not have to account for penalty points. I will account for penalty points in mission control, and then they will be subtracted after the fact. I'm trying to figure out a good way in the UI to let that show up on the user's card itself. But right now, that's a future feature that's coming. So you do have to follow the 10-point must system, and there is some logic on the back end here that puts guardrails around that. So you can have a 10-8. That's a valid score. And so as the judging for that round is stopped, you will see that these scores lock down again. So there is some logic on the back end that just guardrails around scoring and makes sure that users are only entering valid scores. Okay, so that's the demo. That's the walkthrough of the app. Of course, it's still a work in progress. I am going to go into test flight this weekend. I'm going to be the sole user for the first week, and then I've got a small group of people that I know personally that are going to use it for a week or two, and then I'm going to open up test flight to a broader audience. There's some people on X that I've been talking with that might be interested. And so if you're someone that wants to be in on the test flight version of the app, just let me know. You can either DM me on X, or you can go to the website crowdcard.xyz, and there's a wait list there. If you join the wait list, it just asks you for your name and your email. I will send out an email to everybody on the wait list with the link to join the iOS test flight. After I'm in test flight for a few weeks and I get a little bit of user feedback, I'll start implementing some of those changes, and then we will launch into the App Store. While all of that's going on, I have started development on the web app version of CrowdCard, and so I hope to be available hopefully by September, maybe even a little bit earlier, I think. I hope to have CrowdCard available not only on iOS, but also on the web. But I want the user experience to be basically the same across any platform. And then if there's enough demand, maybe I'll work on an Android app as well. I personally use an iPhone. Most of the people I know have iPhones, so that's why I started with iOS. And then web, everybody should have access to the internet. So that's where I'm at now. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any immediate feedback just from seeing this, let me know. I'm 100% open to feedback and want to make this something that people want to use. So I appreciate you stopping by. Let me know if you have any input, and I will talk to everybody very, very soon.